All right, so today we're going to talk about appointment setting, which is the single most important skill that you can learn in our business. Okay, the magic in our business happens at the kitchen table, happens at a recruiting appointment face to face with somebody giving them a presentation about what we do, about our opportunity, about our products, about our services. All the magic of the business happens on an appointment. Listen, you can't give a haircut over the phone. Okay. And you can't improve somebody's financial life over the phone, on the internet. You do it in person on an appointment, okay? People can't be helped. They can't engage you in the products and services and the opportunity you're offering them without being on an appointment with them to show them what we do and how it's going to drastically help improve their family's financial life, right? Okay. So listen, let's talk about some of the prerequisites of appointment setting. What is an appointment? Okay. An appointment is a time, date, and place to give somebody a presentation about our products and services or our opportunities. So a time, date, and place to give people a presentation about what we're doing. Okay. A time, date, and place. So what is it not? Okay. An appointment is not, hey, I'm going to see some buddies at church. I'm going to try to talk to them about it. Or you know what? I called a friend and I said, hey, I haven't seen you in a long time. Let's catch up. And then I'm going to bam them with it at dinner. That's not an appointment. Nobody likes a surprise ambush. Okay. You want to be really professional here. And you're professional when you can separate friendship and business, and you can be a professional with friends, right? And you can call and set an appointment with them to talk to them about what we do, right? What else is not an appointment? Well, hey, that sounds really good. Just follow up with me next week and we'll set something up. That's not an appointment. Oh, yes, Thursday at 7 is awesome. Just text me in the morning and we'll set a place. That's not an appointment, right? Time, date, and place to give somebody a presentation. Oh, I'm going to talk, just kind of tell them a little bit about it, pique their interest. That's not a presentation, right? Okay. Just kind of piquing somebody's interest, not a presentation. A time, date, and place to give a presentation. That's an appointment, okay? So what is it not? It's not a surprise ambush. It's not seeing somebody in person, okay, at the PTA meeting, trying to get them interested. That's not an appointment. An appointment is a phone call to a prospect to set a time, date, and place to give them a presentation, right? So I know I'm being repetitive here, but repetition is the mother of learning, okay? So listen, appointment setting is fun, it's easy, and it's the key that will unlock all of your dreams in this business, okay? If you get great at getting in front of people to show them what we do, this business is going to be so easy. It's going to be so much fun. You're going to make a difference in so many people's lives, okay? But you've got to follow the process, okay? This process that I'm going to teach you has been developed from literally calling 10,000 plus people, okay? And talking to them on the phone and setting appointments with them. I figured out what works, what doesn't work, what to say, what not to say, how to say it. Guys, listen, you master what I'm going to teach you on this audio. You're going to make big money and you're going to be able to set appointments at will with anybody that you choose. So listen, another prerequisite, when you're setting appointments, if you're following the process, okay, if you're following the scripts, you should be able to set 75 to 85% of the people you talk to. Okay, so if you're not setting 7 or 8 out of 10 to appointments, you're not following the process very well, okay? And so listen, that's normal because most people hear something once they think, oh, I got it, okay? But a pro masters it, right? Mastery is in the nuance, right? First, you're going to learn the wording, right? What I'm saying. Once you've got the wording down, you're going to start to pick up on things like changes in tonality, changes in rhythm, pauses, emphasis, right? That's the second level of learning this, right? Thirdly, you're going to be able to give this thing in your sleep, right? You could wake me up in the middle of the night, hit me on the head with a hammer, say, hey, give me the appointment setting script. And I could give it to you after all these years. It's so well ingrained. Well, that's the sort of mastery you want, right? Okay. Because you need to be setting 7 to 8 out of 10. The best people will set 9 out of 10. Okay. So listen, if you can set appointments with 9 out of 10 people that you're talking to on the phone, you're going to have a ton of people to see. You're going to recruit great people. You're going to make so many sales, improve so many lives. Listen, it's our responsibility to become great at appointment setting, okay? Because if we don't, our families, our friends, the people we're talking to, right, they're not going to be able to get involved with us. And that's a disservice to them. Okay. So again, one of the things we're going to do is we're always going to set the appointment over the phone. We're never going to do it via text. We're never going to do it via Messenger on Facebook. We're never going to do it in person. Why? Okay. Because on the phone, you control the pace, the tone, the atmosphere of the conversation, right? So you can deliver your script, right? And you get all the verbal inflection. Listen, on a text, on a Facebook message, you don't know the emotion. You can't tell all the nuances that are coming over in somebody's conversation. Okay, so you need to be on the phone with them. Secondly, it's far too easy for them to just go silent, stop the conversation, and you are prepared to stop the conversation, and you weren't able to overcome whatever concern they had and help them move forward. Because listen, okay, one of two things going to happen on an appointment with you. They're going to take advantage of our products and services, and they're going to change their life financially, or they're going to learn a lot about money and finance at the very minimum. Nothing bad is going to happen on that appointment. They're going to receive value one way or the other, okay? So listen, it's a disservice to them to not set the appointment with them. And so we want to make sure that we're always doing it over the phone, right? It's too easy for them to stop the conversation if you're doing it digitally. Now, what about in person, right? Well, I'm better with people in person. That's wonderful because you're going to do great at presenting, okay? But why don't we set appointments with people in person? Here's why. When we're on the phone, we're going to set the appointment and then get off the phone. We're going to set the appointment and get off the phone. Why? Because they're going to have questions and things come up. And if we can't be in a position to give a presentation and answer questions with both decision makers there, then we're not in a position to win. If we can't get them to move forward, then the only thing that we would be able to do would be hurt our cause, right? When we're at the appointment, giving a presentation with the decision makers present, that's where we have the ability to help them move forward, right? If we're just talking to them at the PTA meeting, well, the chances are they're probably not going to have time to sit with you, look at a presentation, make a decision there at the PTA meeting, right? So if they can't be in a position right now to move forward, then you could not possibly help yourself by talking to them then, right? So we're going to call them and we're going to set an appointment with them, right? Very clearly to be in a situation, to be able to present to them and help them make a decision to move forward, right? Okay, so listen, there's primarily two sorts of appointments that you're going to be setting: recruiting appointments and kitchen table appointments. So recruiting appointments are appointments where we're leading with the opportunity. Kitchen table appointments are appointments where we're leading with the product. Okay, and so how do we know which one to set? It's very, very simple. Okay, so you've been making a list, right? And you've been qualifying the list. There are 5 qualifiers: married, homeowner, ages 25 to 65, kids, employed, making at least $30,000 a year. Those are 5 qualities. Listen, if they are 4 or 5 of those qualities, or if they are married or have children, you're going to approach them as clients first, recruiting on the back, okay? If they are 3 or less of those qualifiers, right, and or none of the qualifiers are married or children, so they're single, no dependents, you're going to approach them on the opportunity. It doesn't mean that they can't become clients, right? A lot of our recruits become clients. What it means is we're going to present the opportunity to them first, client on the back end, right? So 4 or more of the qualifiers, married or children, their kitchen table appointment, okay? 3 or less, not married, no children, they're a recruiting appointment. This is one of the biggest things people get in trouble with, right? Okay, is they're not setting the right client to the right sort of appointment, and it creates confusion, right? Okay, well, I really want to recruit them. Well, that's great. I want you to recruit them. But if they're married with kids, we're going to follow a kitchen table appointment script, and we're going to run a kitchen table appointment because it's designed to take those people that are married with kids, help them become clients, and then recruit them on the back end. So you're going to be able to do that. But people get in a lot of, just a lot of weirdness. If there's weirdness over the phone, or your appointments just aren't going the way that they should be going, because almost all of them, if you're following the process, will become clients. Lots and lots of them will join. A big reason is You've set a recruiting appointment with somebody who's married with children, right? And should have been a kitchen table, or you've set a kitchen table appointment with somebody who should have been set as a recruit, right? So we're going to delineate those two sorts of appointments, recruits, kitchen tables. I'm going to give you the scripts in just a minute, okay? But we want to make sure that we're setting the right sort of appointment with the right sort of client, okay? This is going to alleviate a lot of misunderstanding, just a lot of stuff that doesn't go the way that you think it should go, okay? So the next tip is you've got to make sure you're following the script, okay? So setting the wrong sort of appointment, the wrong sort of person is definitely an issue. Not setting an actual appointment, right? You think it's an appointment, but you didn't get a time, date, and place, definitely an issue. Really the biggest issue, okay, that you're going to have setting appointments is by not following the script, okay? So again, I've developed this script. I call them literally 10,000 plus people. Okay. It works. It works really, really, really well. Okay. So listen, you want to learn the script so well that it's like a conversation. Okay. So you should listen to this next part 50 or 100 times, right? Until you are so good at it that you could do it in your sleep, until you're so good at it that you could masterfully teach this to other people, because you're going to teach it to other people. You're going to learn this to set appointments, but you're going to spend a lot of your time in our business teaching this to other people. The better you learn it, the better teacher you're going to become, the better results your people are going to get. So follow the script. Now you might say, well, that doesn't sound like something I would say. Well, that's okay. You're going to be able to say it in your tonality, right? But it's so important. Each and every word in this script is literally handcrafted to get you the maximum results, right? Okay, maximum results, and to never have your client, your prospective client, feel any sort of weirdness or pressure. Guys, it's so easy, so conversational. That's why it works so well. So we're going to follow the script. Okay, so listen, here's the component pieces of an appointment setting phone call. Okay, one is small talk, should last 10, 15 seconds maximum, right? You want to call somebody you haven't seen in 2 years and talk to them for 8 minutes about their life, right? Because their red flags are going up. Like, what does this person want? It needs to be casual and quick small talk. That's going to be followed by the linker. The linker is a transition from the small talk into the reason that you're calling, okay? A lot of people forget that and it gets weird, right? They're small talking and they don't know how to transition from small talk to the appointment. It's just silence. And they're like, what is going on here, right? It's weird for you. It's weird for them. So the linker links the small talk to the body of the script, okay? So small talk, linker, next is body. The body of the script is going to change depending on if you are calling for a kitchen table or a recruit. The good news is there's only two you need to learn, okay? So you're going to deliver the body and then you're going to close. You're going to close, okay? You're going to get the appointment set, time, date, place to show them a presentation about what we do, okay? And then you're going to post-close, okay? What's a post-close? You've set the time, date, the location, and you're just going to reiterate that with the client, right? Make sure they have it written down, and you're going to let them know, hey, my time's important, your time's important, and that will cut down dramatically on people rescheduling, okay? So small talk, linker, body, close, post-close, off the phone, okay? A great appointment setting phone call should last 2 minutes or less. If you're on the phone for 2 minutes or longer, you are not following the script, okay? You're talking way too much. You're saying a bunch of stuff that doesn't need to be in there. So again, these scripts have been carefully crafted. They say everything that's needed to help the client be informed enough to make a decision that yes, they want to meet with you, but to not over inundate them with information, right? If you give them too much information, you create something called analysis paralysis. There's too much coming at them. They don't know what you just said and they freeze. Okay, so you don't want to overwhelm them with information. You're not going to dump information on them, okay? If information were enough to help them make decisions to get out of debt, protect their family, and save money, they'd already be doing that. But the stats show they're not, right? Okay, so information isn't going to help them. Getting on an appointment with them is going to help them. Okay, so let's talk about the kitchen table script. Okay, the kitchen table script. So this is, again, a 4 or 5 pointer, right? Married or has kids, right? 4 or 5 of the qualifier. So you're going to call. So, I'm going to call Greg from church. I don't know Greg all that well. He's not a family. We just kind of know each other a little bit. So I give Greg a call. So Greg picks up the phone. I'm like, hey, Greg, it's Ian Prukner from church. Hey, man, how are you? Things good? Awesome. Good. How's work? Work's good. Awesome. Hey, listen, the reason I'm calling, I don't know if I had mentioned this to you or not the last time we talked, but I actually have just gotten some financial licensing. And listen, I just want to set a time to pop by and show you and Susan what I'm doing. And if you or somebody you know in the future could use what I do, I just love for you guys to know enough that you'd feel comfortable referring me. So listen, as far as us getting together, what's better for you guys? Like weekends, weekdays? Boom. That's it, right? Whole thing takes like 30 seconds, right? So small talk, linker, body, close. Okay. So once we get it done, then we're going to post close. So let me say to Greg. So I'm calling Greg. Greg's from church. Greg, hey, it's Ian from church. How are you, buddy? Awesome. Things are good? Good, good, good. Hey, listen, the reason I'm calling, I don't know if I had mentioned this to you or not the last time we talked, but I've actually gotten some financial licensing. And listen, I just want to set a time to pop by and show you and Susan what I'm doing. And if you or somebody you guys know in the future could use what I do, I'd just love for you guys to know enough you'd feel comfortable referring me, So listen, as far as us getting together, what's better for you guys? Like weekends, weekdays? Let me say it one more time. So I'm calling Greg, right? Greg picks up the phone. Greg, hey buddy, what's up, man? It's Ian from church. How are you? Awesome. Good, good, good. How's family? Everybody's good? Awesome. Hey, listen, the reason I'm calling, I'm not sure if I'd mentioned this to you or not the last time we talked, but I've actually gotten some financial licensing. And listen, man, I just want to set a time to pop by and show you guys what I'm doing. And if you or somebody you guys know in the future could use what I do, I'd just love for you guys to know enough that you'd feel comfortable referring us. So, listen, as far as us getting together, what's better for you guys? Weekends, weekdays? Okay. So the small talk, right? Hey, what's going on? How's family? The linker was this. So listen, the reason I'm calling is that's the transition, right? The body has a couple component parts to it, right? Okay. So listen, I don't know if I'd mentioned this to you or not the last time we talked, but I've actually just gotten some financial licensing. Okay. Now, if you've been doing this a while, you're not going to say just got, you say, I don't know if you know this or not, but I actually have my financial licensing. Just change a word or two right there if you've been doing it for a while. Okay, so I don't know if I mentioned this to you or not the last time we talked, but I've actually gotten some financial licensing. And listen, I just want to set a time to pop by and show you guys what I'm doing. And if you or somebody you know in the future could use what I do, I'd love for you to know enough you'd feel comfortable referring me, right? So I just want to set a time to pop by. That's a really, really important phrase. Pop by, it's just kind of so casual, right? It's non-committal. But you're saying, hey, I'm going to come over. I want to show you something. Has to do with finances. I got my financial license. If you could use it, great. Maybe you'll know somebody who can refer me. What do you say? I'm going to come by, show you something to do with finances. I'd like you to look at it and I'd like you to refer me, right? So you're telling them the major components of what you're expecting, but you're doing it in a way that's very casual, very non-committal, very conversational, right? If you learn that script exactly like I say it, and you can change up little phraseology like, hey, listen, man, right? Okay, you can throw in a little word here or there, but the main parts of that need to be exact. You also notice I talk a little lower and a little slower when I'm delivering the script. Why? Because just by talking fast, a percentage of the population will view you as pushy and aggressive. So you're going to slow down and you're going to lower the tone of your voice a little bit. And you're going to be really soothing and comfortable to listen to. See how I'm talking to you right now, right? Instead of like this, you're talking like that. It just makes them feel more comfortable and more in control. Okay. So that's the kitchen table script. One more time. So Greg, hey man, it's Ian from church. How are you, buddy? Good. Good. Things are good. Awesome. Awesome. Hey, listen, I don't know if I had told this to you the last time we talked or not, but I've actually gotten some financial licensing. And listen, I just want to set a time to pop by and show you and Susan what I'm doing. And if you or somebody you know in the future could use what I do, I'd just love for you to know enough here that you guys would feel comfortable referring me. So, listen, as far as us getting together, what's better? Weekends, weekdays? So notice you don't pause, right? You don't ask them, so what do you think? Are you interested? Would you like to, right? You're asking them a yes, yes question. What's better, weekends or weekdays? Either answer is good for you, right? Okay. A yes, no question is, are you interested? They could say yes, they could say no, right? A yes, yes question is what's better, weekends or weekdays? Nobody in the history of setting appointments with me ever said to that question no, right? So what's better for you guys generally, weekends, weekdays? No, it's never happened, right? Okay, so you're going to be calm, assertive, and you're going to be a one-track train, okay? One-track train from the moment you say, so listen, the reason I'm calling all the way through to, so as far as us getting together, what's better for you, weekends or weekdays? You're not stopping, okay? If you pause, you're going to invite people to voice an objection. Why? Because it's silent and silence is uncomfortable. And so they're just going to try to fill the space. A pro is calm and confident. Your confidence is going to radiate to them. Just one track train all the way through. And if they have a concern, they'll bring it up. Okay. If they have a concern, they'll bring it up. So what are some of the common concerns that you're going to get on kitchen tables? The number one thing that you need to prepare for is, because you're dealing with people that are in market, right? They're married, they have spouses generally. You're going to get a lot of, hey, Ian, that sounds awesome, but let me talk to Tina and then I'll get back with you with a time. Is that okay? You're going to get a ton of that, okay? And that's normal. They want to talk to the other person. You need that other person there. Okay, but remember, an appointment is a time, date, and place, not a callback. So listen, if you don't get good at overcoming that, you're going to get a lot of, I'll call you back. The problem is they're not going to call you back. Not because they don't want to get together with you. They don't even know really what you're doing. Okay. And they were interested enough to say they'd like to do it, because they're going to forget the moment you get off the phone with them, right? Out of sight, out of mind. So here's what's going to happen. 3-4 days later, they're not going to have called you back, and you're going to call them back, right? Because you want to see them. You want to help them. You care about them. Okay. And they're going to see your name on caller ID and they're going to be like, shoot, I was supposed to get Ian that time from Susan. I totally forgot. Ignore, right? Okay. And then 3 or 4 more days going to pass and they're still not going to call you back. Why? Because they don't want to? No, it has nothing to do with that, because they've forgotten, right? And so you're going to call them back because you want to help them, right? It's important to you that they see that, and they're going to see you calling and be like, oh, shoot, I told them I was going to do it. I still haven't done it. Ignore. 3 or 4 days longer are going to pass. They're still not going to call you back because they've forgotten. They're going to see you calling. They'll be like, you know what? He seems like he's getting a little pushy, right? It's their fault. They're the one that told you 3 times they would call you back. They haven't done it. But all of a sudden, you're going to be viewed as pushy. So in order to not be viewed that way and to make it easy on your prospect, you've got to get great at overcoming the, let me talk to my spouse and I'll call you back. So how do you do that? They say, you know what? That sounds good. Let me talk to Tina and I'll call you back at the time. So here's how you overcome that. Okay. Say, hey, you know what? I really, really appreciate you bringing that up, because I definitely do want her to be there. But listen, just generally speaking, okay, just generally, if you had to pick a time that was generally better for the both of you, would it be weekends or weekdays? Just generally speaking. And they're going to pick, well, probably weekends. Okay. So Saturday, Sunday, just generally, if you had to pick, what would generally be better for you? Saturday, Sunday? Well, probably Sunday. Okay. So like 1, 2 o'clock, like maybe after lunch, or maybe like 4 or 5 o'clock right before dinner, which would generally be better for you guys? Probably 1, 2 o'clock. All right, listen, I'm going to put you down for 1 on Sunday. Talk to Tina. If that doesn't work, call me back, please, like tonight or tomorrow at the latest, with a couple of times that would work. Okay. Otherwise, we'll plan on doing Sunday at 1 o'clock. Okay. Listen, hey, Tim, please don't text me or email me if it doesn't work. Sometimes I don't get them, and I don't want to end up showing up at your house and you'd been trying to tell me it didn't work. So I need you to call me, and just don't call me and say, hey, it doesn't work. I need you to call me with a couple times that do work. Otherwise, we'll plan Sunday at 1. Okay. Right. Is that all right? Very good. So listen, I've got you Sunday at 1. Unless you or I die between now and then, I'll see you then. Okay, buddy? All right, very good. Bye. By the way, that's the post close that I teach people. So you've got the date, time, place. You You reaffirm it and you say, hey, listen, so I got you Sunday at 1. Okay, you got that written down? Awesome. Hey, very good. Listen, unless you or I die between now and then, I'll see you then. This is kind of a little humor, right? Okay, but here's what it's subconsciously telling your prospect. Don't reschedule on me. My time is important. Okay, so just by telling them that little nuance there, you're going to drastically cut down on the reschedules, right? So that was, how do you overcome the I need to talk to my spouse? That's called the generally objection. Okay, you notice I said generally like 800 times, right? So you generally notice that, right? So that's going to work almost always. So now listen, what if they push back on you a little bit and they're like, yeah, I just really don't feel comfortable setting a time without talking to her first. Can I just talk to her first and call you back? Would that be okay? Hey, Tim, absolutely sure. It'd be totally fine. Listen, the reason that I'm just trying to get that set with you is I know you're busy. I'm busy too. I know things come up and I just don't want you to forget and then maybe feel bad about not getting back to me. So just generally speaking, just generally, what would be better? And I'm just going to go right back through it. Okay. And almost always they'll answer the first time. If they don't, virtually all of them will pick a time the second time around, right? Now, if they push back again, they're like, hey, listen, I'm just not going to send an appointment without talking to her. Here's how you overcome it. You say, all right, listen, I totally appreciate that. So absolutely, please talk to her and then give me a call back. And then if I don't hear back from you by, say, today's what, Sunday, by Tuesday, do I have your permission to give you a call back? And you ask for permission to give them a call back. Did you get an appointment in that example? No, but you got permission to call them back. So you said, all right, you're going to call me back for sure. So if I don't hear from you maybe by Tuesday, do I have your permission to give you a call back? Okay, great. Because it's really important. I really do want you to see this. Awesome. Great. I'll talk to you then. That's really, really rare. If you get great at the generally objection, you're going to set that aside almost all the time. Okay. So you're going to get, what company is it? I say, man, thank you so much for asking. It's a company called Primerica Financial Services. I'm sure you've heard of us. So as far as us getting together, what's better for you guys? Again, weekends, weekdays. So I'm affirming. I say, hey, thank you so much for asking that question. I'm answering, and then I'm closing again. So as far as us getting together, what did you say was better? Well, what is it exactly that you're doing? Tim, thank you so much for asking that question. Basically, we're helping people to save money on debt, save money on taxes, save money on insurance, and teach them how to take some of that savings and actually save it for things like retirement, kids' college education, starting a business. It's really, really pretty incredible. So listen, as far as us getting together, what's better for you guys? Weekends, weekdays? Just right back into that, right? I'm too busy right now. Can you call me back? And call me back next month, call me back next year. I'm just so busy right now. I don't have the time, right? Okay. So here's how you handle that. Tim, thank you for bringing that up. I know how busy you are. And, normally when people say that to me, Tim, what they're really saying to me is they think I'm going to come by and waste their time trying to sell them who knows what. Is that kind of how you feel? Almost always here, they're going to be like, I guess, kind of. Hey, listen, Tim, I don't want to waste your time. I definitely don't want to waste my time. Give me 15 minutes. And if in 15 minutes, what I'm showing you is not unbelievably interesting to you, let me know. I'll stop. We'll never talk about it again. Is that fair? Okay, great. So as far as us getting together, what was better, weekends or weekdays? Okay. Well, I'm just not interested. How could they possibly know they're not interested? They have no idea what you're doing, right? So that's just an easy thing for somebody to say. So here's what you say. And this is why the wording in the script is so important. Remember in the script, you said, hey, if you are somebody who would be interested in the future, right? Remember that line? Here's why that line's in here. But I'm just not interested. Man, Tim, thank you so much for bringing that up. Like I said, you may not have any interest, but for sure, somebody would benefit unbelievably from this. So listen, you may or may not be interested. That's fine. Give me 15 minutes. If in 15 minutes not interesting to you, we'll stop. We don't need to talk about it anymore. But I really want you to see this. if not for you, for the people in your life you love and care about that are struggling financially right now. Okay, so listen, as far as us getting together, what's better for you guys, weekends or weekdays? Well, I already have a financial advisor. Okay, this is great. That's exactly who you want. Listen, if they have a financial advisor and that advisor is not with Primerica, they're getting taken advantage of 100%. That's a certainty. It's exactly who you want to see, but you've got to be on your A game. So here's how you handle it. There's two diversions of this, okay? And follow along with me on the logic here. They say, man, Tim, that is awesome. Very, very good. You're way ahead of most people. Tim, let me ask you a question if that's okay. Is out of curiosity, is this your first financial advisor or have you had somebody before? Okay, so this is where we're going to divert. They're either going to say, it's my first, or they're going to say, I've had somebody before. Okay, so let's go with I've had somebody before. I had a different guy, so it's not his first financial advisor. Okay, awesome, great. So why did you make the switch, if you don't mind me asking, from where you were to the person you have now? And they're going to talk and they're going to say some version of, there was an improvement. I like them better. They had better product, lower fees, some form of improvement. Okay, so I say this and I say, awesome. So it sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like that you found an improvement. And so you took advantage of that improvement. You made a switch, right? Okay, awesome. So let me ask you another question if I could, Tim. So you found an improvement, you made the improvement. Is it at least within the realm of possibility that there may yet again be another improvement that could be made? It's at least possible, right? That there could be something even better, right? Okay. So you seem like somebody that likes to get all the information, that likes to make informed decisions, right? And even acts on stuff when you find things are better, right? Okay. Let me get you some of that information. Okay. If there's an improvement, at least you know, right? Okay. And if there's not, then you know you're doing everything 100% right. And that person's doing a great job. Either way, you win, right? Okay. More information definitely couldn't hurt you. So as far as us getting together, what's better for you guys? Weekends, weekdays. So I already had a financial advisor. I'm going to play on, you made a switch because there was an improvement. There are more improvements. Let's learn about them. What about the guy or the gal that says, no, this is my first one? I say, awesome, great. It sounds like you're probably pretty happy with them. Okay, awesome, great. So let me ask you a question, Tim. If you walked into the doctor's office tomorrow with arm pain, the doctor looked at you. They said, Tim, listen, I've got a solution. We're going to amputate. So listen, I've got the surgery room ready in the back. Just go get washed up, put on the gown. In 30 minutes, you'll have one arm. And I promise you the hurting arm will never hurt again for the rest of your life. So just go ahead and go on back and let's get it done. Would you say, sure, doc, sounds good. I can't wait to have one arm. Or would you first go and get a second? And I pause and the client says, what? Opinion. All right. So of course you get a second opinion, right? Okay. So listen, I know it's not your arm, only your entire financial future, right? No big deal. Okay. So wouldn't it make sense to get a second opinion on something as important as your finances, right? Of course it would. So listen, let's get together. Let me get you some information. And the worst thing that happens is maybe you're doing everything right. And now you know that the opinion you got is the right opinion. And if you're not, I'm sure you'd at least want to know, right? Whether you took action on that or not is fine, but you'd at least want to know, right? Okay, of course you would. So listen, as far as us getting together, what's better? Weekends, weekdays, okay? And so these are the main objections you're going to get on kitchen tables. Honestly, there's virtually nothing else that people are going to say to you than those 4 or 5 objections if you're following the script. If you're not following the script, who knows what they're going to say to you, right? Because we don't know what you're saying to them. There's literally a million different things they could say back to you. There's no way you could ever prepare to overcome all those objections, right? Okay, but if you're following the script, you're only going to have a handful of concerns. And listen, what we're doing for people is good and it's right and it's true, okay? And so an objection is only a concern. It's a request for more information, okay? When they know what you know about our concept, they will do what you're doing, right? Okay, and so they just don't know that yet. And so our job is to help overcome those common objections. 3-part process. We'll cover this later in another talk more in depth, but you affirm the objection. Not like, well, I'm just not interested. Well, what are you not interested in? No, you affirm it. Man, thank you so much for bringing that up. By affirming the objection, you disarm them. You answer it. Okay, you give them the answer, and then you close. You don't just pause. You ask, as far as us getting together, what day was better for you again, weekends or weekdays? Okay, so that's the kitchen table script. One last time. Tim, hey, buddy, it's Ian from church. How are you? Awesome. Good, good, good. How's your family? Oh, they're okay. Awesome. That's good to hear. Hey, listen, I don't know if I had told you this or not the last time we talked, but I've actually gotten some financial licensing. And listen, man, I just want to set a time to stop by and show you and Tina what I'm doing. And look, if you or somebody you know in the future could use what I'm doing, I'd just love for you guys to know enough that you'd feel comfortable referring me. So, as far as us getting together, what's better for you guys? Weekends, weekdays. There it is. 100%. Master that script. Listen to it over and over. Okay, so let's talk about the recruiting script. So remember, this is somebody who's 3 points or less on the 5-point qualified scale. They're not married. They don't have kids. We're going to approach them with the opportunity first. Okay, so we're going to small talk. We're going to, hey, the reason I'm calling. Okay, we're going to linker it. We're going to give them a body. We're going to close. And then after we've got the time, date, place, then we're going to post close. Okay, so it's really, really, really simple. Really simple. Super simple. Tim, hey, it's Ian from church. How are you, buddy? Good. How's your family? Awesome. Oh, very, very good to hear. Hey, listen, the reason I'm calling, I want you to take a look at something I'm doing on the side right now. This could be a phenomenal opportunity for you. Okay, I want you to make 30 minutes for me like tomorrow. Okay, when could I see you tomorrow for just like 30 minutes? That's it. Tim, it's Ian from church. How are you, man? Awesome. Good. Things are good? Good, good, good. Hey, listen, the reason I'm calling, I want you to look at something I'm doing on the side right now. This could be a phenomenal opportunity for you. Okay, so listen, I want you to make 30 minutes for me like tomorrow. Okay, what time tomorrow could we see each other for 30 minutes? All right? Very, very basic. Let me say it one more time. Tim, hey, man, it's Ian from work. I'll be from work this time, right? Okay. Hey, buddy, how are you? What's up? Hey, listen, the reason I'm calling, I want you to take a look at something I'm doing on the side right now. Okay, I think this could be a phenomenal opportunity for you. Okay, so listen, I want you to make like 30 minutes for me tomorrow. Okay, so what time can you make 30 minutes for me tomorrow? Afternoon, evening, what's better for you? Okay, and you are convinced and convicted, right? It's almost like you've got a secret you want to share with them. Okay, convinced people convince people. If you're like, hey, I was wondering if you might be willing. If you're wondering, they're really wondering. You're never going to say words like wondering, hoping, if you'd be willing to, what do you think? Those are weakness words. We're going to get those out of our vocabulary. We're going to replace them with confidence words. Hey, I want you to see me for 30 minutes tomorrow. This could be a phenomenal opportunity. I want to pop by, right? I'm not asking, can I pop by? I say, I want to pop by and show you guys what I'm doing, right? Okay. So I'm calm, assertive. I'm asking for exactly what I want. I'm not leaving it open for a yes, no. Now, what are some of the common recruiting objections? Those are similar things, right? Well, what is it? Okay. Tim, thank you so much for asking. It has to do with money and finance. Okay. I'll share more with you tomorrow when we get together. Just trust me. I want you to look at this. Right? Very simple. Well, what company is it? Man, thank you for asking. It's a company called Primerica Financial Services. I'm sure you probably heard of us. So listen, what time tomorrow can you see me? Well, I'm really, really busy right now. I don't think I'd have time to do anything else. Tim, man, thank you so much for bringing that up. Listen, you may not have time. You may not even be interested. Okay. But when you see this, you're going to know somebody who's interested. Okay. So give me 30 minutes. When can I see you tomorrow? See that conviction, that convinced heart, right? Convinced people. I'm too busy right now. Call me back next week. Tim, listen, okay, you need to look at this. This could change your life. Okay, I'm not joking. This could totally change your life. Give me 30 minutes. I'll see you at lunch. When's your lunch hour? find a way. So let's talk about in just some finality. Kitchen table appointments are always going to be set at the client's home. Okay. The client's home with their spouse. Why? Because we're going to be talking to them about financial products. Well, guess where they keep information about that? At their home. They're not going to have that with them at a Starbucks, at a restaurant. Okay. We're always going to do a kitchen table. Always, always, always at the family's home. Okay. So how do you get that address? So you've gotten, Thursday, 7:00. Awesome. Listen, what's your address so I can get into my calendar? Oh, I'd really like to, do we need to meet at the house? Kind of dirty. Can we meet at a Starbucks? Listen, honestly, I don't really care what your house looks like. I've got 3 little kids. Okay. As long as nobody's biting me, I'm good. Okay. But it's really, really important that we meet at your house. And the reason is, if you see something that interests you, or maybe you have a question on, we may need to refer to some of the stuff you already have in place. And that's where you're going to have that information. Okay. So yeah, let's meet at your house. So what was your address again? You just go right back to them. So the kitchen table is always at the home with both people. Does she really need to be there? I handle all the finances. Man, listen, Tim, I totally appreciate that, but I really do want Tina to be there. And the reason why is she may have some questions that you just wouldn't think of. And Tim, she'll also know some other people that would benefit for sure from what you guys are going to see. And so it's really important to me that she's there so she can ask those questions, and also that she sees that and maybe could make those connections. So I really need her to be there. Okay. So you make sure she's there for me. Awesome. Very good. Okay. Recruiting appointments, you're going to do one of 2 places. You're going to do at the office or at a coffee shop. The office or a coffee shop. Now, why do them at the office? Well, if you're running a lot of recruiting appointments, it's easier to have them come to you, right? You could book them every half an hour, block out 2 or 3 hours, 1 or 2 days a week, and you could run 8 or 10 recruiting appointments. You're not driving all over Timbuktu trying to see people. And if somebody can't come, they reschedule last minute. You're at the office, you could do something productive. You didn't drive somewhere and now they're not there, right? Or you meet them at a coffee shop. Okay. Coffee shops are great neutral locations, and you don't end up having to get involved in a dinner or a much longer conversation. There's just not any magic happening there. You can take your coffee and thank them for their time and move along. Okay. Versus if you try to meet at a restaurant, you're going to have dinner with them. Okay. Lots of times people are going to expect you to pay for them, and that's great. But if you're running 20, 30 appointments a week, you're going to go broke buying people dinner that don't get involved with you, right? Okay. So you just never have a dinner, never have a lunch. You always do it at a coffee place or at the office, okay? Or at their home if it's a kitchen table, okay? So listen, appointment setting is fun. It's simple. We've been talking about this for just a few minutes, and you've got everything I know about how to set a great appointment. Remember, you're going to be setting 8, right? If you're good, 9 out of every 10 people that you set. If you're not setting that many, that you're probably off script. You're probably not delivering it very well. You're probably not very confident. So listen, you need to listen to these like 50 or 100 times. Say them with it until you can say it exactly how I say it. Get the wording down. Write it out if you have to. Get the wording. Then go for the tonality, the rhythm, and master the objection. So listen, you're not going to be great at this at first, okay? But listen, to be great, you first have to be good. To be good, you first have to be bad. And to be bad, you got to start. So listen, you're going to do incredible. You're going to master this. It's going to be easier than you think. And you're going to become a master appointment setter. You're going to help so many people. You're going to recruit an army on your team. And you are going to get everything you came here for by mastering this skill. Skills pay the bills. So skill up. God bless you guys. We'll talk to you soon.